Hey everyone, welcome to r/Tales from Tech Support, where we get to have a little chuckle at the technically disadvantaged. I'm Uncle Reddit, and have I got some stories for you.
Extra work for what? Sent to me by Anonymous. While working for a big shot ISP company, for legal reasons I won't let you know who they are, but I'm sure you'll guess who. I was expected to assist mostly elderly customers with everything from devices not connecting to Wi-Fi to account and billing concerns. Our higher-ups wanted us to upsell at least 2 customers per month. Our names would go into the pot, and at the end of the 90 days we would have a drawing. The winner would get the pot. Now, I know I can sell a ketchup popsicle to a lady in white gloves during the summertime. So I worked through the pain of the "just fix my issue and stop trying to sell me something" comments. Sure, I would resolve the customer's issue, well, to the ISP expectations, and I would definitely upsell most of my customers. My best upsell was with a ticked-off business owner who was worried that his ex-wife was playing with the security system at his shop. As he's away from the shop for several days, he grew tired of ADT calling him. He didn't have the cameras, only the motion detectors. I placed my mic on mute and listened to him rant and rave. I broke my script and started talking like a human to the customer. "Sir, I've been married and divorced twice, so I actually know where you're coming from. Have you considered our security system? We offer cameras, internet with motion detectors for $30 less than what you're paying for your current company." The man yells, "You're freaking kidding me! You've been divorced twice? Bubba, you gotta step it up. I'm on my 6th divorce and I'm dating the one's sister." Woman in the background responds loud enough to where I could hear her. "Well, she wasn't treating you right, sugar." I held back my laugh and said, I would want cameras if I thought anyone was tampering with my business. The guy agrees, and I set him up with the plan and transferred him to the right department. I landed a sale for the security system and another by the same customer because he wanted to upgrade his plan and to add a TV. A week later, I got his survey wishing me luck with my future ex-wives, and he found out that it was just a stray dog running around his sensors. But he was happy knowing that he was able to see what was going on and to have been able to save money on the long run. I was so happy that I mentioned it in the chat room. I got a private message asking me if I ever won the pot. I said no, but hopefully soon. The person told me his name and I removed my headset. I was talking directly with the car salesman of our company, just a reference we used when addressing him. This guy could sell you your own car. When I asked him why he wanted to know, not only did he give me some wonderful pointers, he explained how he worked for our company for several years, how in the past few months he had never won. After looking over the status page, we saw that a newbie won. The newbie only made 3 sales. I personally made over 20, and the car salesman of the ISP made over 40 plus sales. Together we mentioned how hard we worked and requested many times afterwards if the company would consider altering the policy so that we could benefit as we worked the hardest to make the sales. We were told no and to just keep up the hard work. The following months I only sold 2 upsales. When asked, I replied, "Others who made less sales won the prizes for several months. If I'm not receiving proper compensation, I will not put forth the additional effort." The sales manager attempted to humiliate me by saying that people who aren't willing to work hard typically don't last long. I replied, "Good tattoos aren't cheap. Cheap tattoos aren't good. Anyone wanting a good tattoo is willing to pay for it." Maybe he was too upset or just plain dumb, but he just had to ask me how my analogy reflected toward his comments. Well, I'm a bit of a smart ass and said, "Well, your company's giving shitty tattoos." I'm sure after I quit, he was still trying to make heads and tails of my statement. Yikes. Yeah, that's not a good way to run things. If everybody was working about the same and, getting average upsells, fine, but honestly, I think it works better with a percentage system. Do any of you guys work on commission stuff like that? Like you get paid a flat rate or hourly, whatever, to do your service calls and things like that, and then you get paid extra for upsells, for service or parts, whatever? Let me know in the comments down below. Irate customer thinks he knows game consoles. Again sent to me by Anonymous. Everyone thinks that working for a big software developer would be amazing. Well, knowing that you're working for a tech giant can give a warm, fuzzy feeling, until you contend with the customers. I was transferred from the account departments to the game console division. I was excited at first. After several calls, I worried about society. The customer complained about his game console overheating, and he only had it for a few months. Why would we make such a POS system? POS system. Piece of crap for anybody who doesn't quite get that. I apologized for his troubles, assured him that I would do everything to make this right. He continued to curse me for several minutes. Now, every article we used for troubleshooting came directly from a public site, support.redacted.com. One of the articles I utilized guided me to probe the customer. Sir, is your game console plugged into an outlet directly or via surge protector? I sent him a link to an article directly from the manufacturer's website that states to plug the unit directly into the wall and how to unplug everything and reset the power supply. The customer begins to argue with me. I've had this plugged into a surge protector since I got it. I've had many of the same game consoles plugged into the same surge protector with no issues. I'm an electrician, so explain that to me. As I've worked in construction for many years and have tinkered with electrical components for several years of my life, even I know better than to daisy chain or plug a surge protector into a surge protector. So I tried to explain to the customer that the consoles have built-in surge protection, and then asked him has he ever plugged the surge protector into another surge protector. He actually said yes. I sent him a link explaining what happens when you plug a surge protector into another surge protector. Basically, when you daisy chain surge protectors, you're overloading both of them, which can ruin your electronics or at the very least create a fire hazard. Boy, did he throw a fit. I moved on, asking, Sir, is the device near other objects that would restrict airflow? Customer, the only damn thing near it is a towel that covers it. It's acting like a filter. Me, very confused. Sir, why is there a towel on the system? Customer, I'm not a dumbass. I live in a trailer with a wood stove. How else am I going to filter out the soot? I had to explain that he was the reason for his console overheating. He has plugged a device containing a surge protector into a surge protector and laid a towel over the game console restricting airflow. Of course he was furious, demanding I get him a supervisor. My supervisor was glad to tell him the same thing I told him. I'm sure he's the kind of fellow that would fill his gas tank with diesel or kerosene and wonder why the vehicle wouldn't run. Lol. Yeah, sounds like a little bit of a hardhead. I mean, okay. Say you were just totally naive to all the electronic stuff. When you do call in for service, listen to the tech. The tech's not going to usually steer you wrong. They know better. They deal with this stuff every day. I don't understand why people want to fight with people who actually know. Years of work to make, another 6 months to master. So this takes place about 15 years ago. I worked in a computer lab at the local university, specifically the lab for the Performing Arts department. Anyway, I was making my rounds one day and a graduate student requested assistance with her formatting. She was wanting to switch the style of her endnotes on her thesis. I went over to assist and noticed that she had, give or take, 4 copies of her thesis open, and they all appeared to be at different points. I didn't think much of it, as I have known some grad students who have a new copy for each revision of their thesis so they could keep track. I assist her and get her formatting changed, and she stayed the rest of the time we were open, about another 3 hours or so. I didn't think anything of it until the same student showed up a few weeks later as crunch time for the grad students approached. She was wanting assistance printing all the documents she had and making them into a single print job. I went over and saw that this woman had created a new document for each one of the pages in her thesis. Whoa. She also had a few that were slightly over, and she was wanting to make sure the formatting lined up. I let her know that this was highly unusual and that it would be best to combine all the documents into a single Word document so that she could then print them out and have all the formatting line up. I did let her know I would show her how to do it with the first file, but she would have to do it for the rest. As it was coming close to the end of my shift, I let my replacement know what was going on and left. I spoke to my coworker a few weeks later, and they reported she spent like 12 hours copying and pasting her files into a single file. Oh, 12 hours! Holy crap, who does that? I know this was a short one today. I just wanted to blow one out so I'd have it ahead of time, and I enjoyed these short stories, so here you go. Do me a favor, if you made it this far, you might as well go ahead and click subscribe and like, right? I would appreciate it.